Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, January 18th. I am Josh Engleman. And this is a weird one. We've only got 2 games on today's slate. We had this monster spread across the entire day yesterday, and now little one. 2 games. 3 games on Thursday, too. It's kind of crazy. So we'll be through this one pretty quickly. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Going to be breaking this one down pretty promptly. Moved through yesterday's slate pretty easily. This one's going to be minimal. And I can tell already just from looking at the screen, there's not a lot to dig into for at least one of these teams. So we're going to move quick. Rough slate, too. Minnesota at the New York Knicks and the Pistons late night hammer against the Warriors. That is just a disaster game waiting to happen. And you're going to need, 3, 4, 5 pieces from that game in order to take it down tonight. Best of luck figuring out what those pieces are. That's going to be just an absolute disaster. Good morning to everybody that's in chat. Happy to see everybody. I know we're going to have a smaller crowd for today. Not a lot of people getting up at the ass crack of dawn to watch the process on a 2-gamer. And honestly, I can't blame you. But you should just come hang out. In general, it's a good way to start the day. Get the blood flowing if you must. But, yeah. Sally, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Just a reminder, there is no process show tomorrow. I am traveling today. Not going to be up and at 'em tomorrow morning. So we will be back for Thursday and Friday. Those shows will be coming from my parents' house in Pennsylvania. So we're going to have a little bit of a different background for at least 2 of those. That'll be Thursday, Friday. Sally, don't worry that you started the coffee. Sometimes you just have to do it. That's fine. So yeah, we're back again for the process Thursday. That'll be an easy one as well, just 3 games. But let's, honestly, the showdowns today, I'm guessing they didn't probably make them as good as they could be, but the showdowns are more interesting today than the 2-game slate. So hopefully they did. Let's go ahead and dive in. Maybe we can run a crunch for a showdown too. Sandman, appreciate having you. Sorry that you're not gonna get up at 3:30 with us. It's a shame. That's a shame. Anthony, thanks for being here. Will we be having USFL content? You're asking the wrong guy. I barely put out NFL content. If there are DFS contests, then I would expect we have USFL content. I don't even know anything about it. Am I saying it right? 'Cause I'm just guessing. I don't know how else I would say it. So that helps. Philip, you've got a great point. First place is the same every day, generally speaking. I know where you're going with that. 2 games or 9 games, still first place. All right, let's dive into this. We know where to start. Rise and grind, everybody. Get in for it. I've got my coffee. I'm excited to drink it. I hope you guys are as well. Coffee, tea, beer, water, joints, ciggies, whatever you got to start your morning. We're here for it. Cheers, everybody. Let's do this. Yeah, I am avoiding that 13-game slate tomorrow. I'm honestly a little bit excited about it. All right, let's switch this view up. Actually switching it up in time to talk about Prize Picks all the way up at the top on the banner. Presenting sponsor of this show. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Go ahead and get yourselves one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, along with a couple extra deposit bonus type things. We've got the free player props tool on the website to help you out. Really, Prize Picks is a great, I don't want to say gimmick because it's not how I mean it to the public, but I really like the player prop style parlay cards. 10x your money on a 5-way prop. You get a lot of bonuses and free squares and stuff from time to time. So take advantage of Prize Picks. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Sally, I haven't been playing any PGA lately. I think that I'm going to because I'm not going to be playing any NBA slates when I'm back up north. But I'd much rather go ahead and enter some PGA for Thursday and at least have a little bit of a sweat going on. So I'll probably play something. I'll play the 3 max, the bigger 3 max or something. Nothing too crazy. What else do we got here? WS, I hope you win today, man. Hope you win today. You're not the only one that wants me on more night shows, but I do a lot during the morning and makes it hard to want to do the stuff at the night. Otherwise, it becomes a very, very long day. But we'll see when the NFL officially ends, basically after next week or this week, I guess. We'll probably start shifting some stuff around. All right, so we're starting it off. Minnesota Timberwolves, and they've got everybody available. So that's step one. I just I don't really know what I should be doing here. 28 minutes for Bev. Naz Reid backing up Towns. Vanderbilt I have in for 29 minutes. I guess I could bring that down to 28. We got Jaden McDaniels in for, we're going to say 22. Torian Prince doesn't play all that much. I got Anthony Edwards in for 34. Russell in for 33. I'm just going to bump up Jalen Noel to 17. And that's basically it for me here. I don't really have another way to do this. They're just a really easy team. And I've already pulled their rates. These are still in here, and those are the only guys that matter in Towns and Edwards and Russell, and they don't look particularly good to begin with. So, Mark, if we're lucky, it won't start at all. Minnesota's in the books. I wish I had more to say. I just don't. They don't look all that interesting. On a bigger slate, you're probably not even playing them with any volume, and now today, separating between Towns, Edwards, and Russell is basically impossible. Then you get to Vanderbilt and Beverly, and after that, it's just gross. Because that's what happens when you face the Knicks. It's just not a good matchup. For the Knicks are the slowest team in basketball right now. Minnesota is third fastest. So this is a massive pace up spot for the Knicks and a massive pace down spot for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Knicks could be interesting here. We had Kemba questionable this last time out, got ruled out. He's questionable again. I don't really know what to do with that until he actually plays, It's not ideal in trying to project this team, so I am not going to project Kemba Walker as in. Although, 2 straight questionables, I guess I probably should. So I guess ignore what I just said, and I'm going to project Kemba Walker as in. You're not usually questionable for that many games in a row. So the question then becomes, does Kemba Walker start? because it seems to me that he wouldn't just step into a starting role. And even if he does, I don't know, how many minutes could he possibly play? I think he has to come back as a backup to test himself. So I'm just going to start this entire rotation from scratch, other than just leaving in... Oh, it looks like Noel is questionable. So we're going to go 28 and 20. Mitchell Robinson, Nerlens Noel. And then we're going to go the pretty easy 36 minutes to Julius Randle, 12 minutes to Obi Toppin. So basically, we just have to give out 144 minutes to Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett. Those are the first 4 priorities. And then sort of whatever Kemba ends up with after that. So I'm going to start with RJ Barrett. He's played 41, 41, and 39 minutes the past 3, plus 2 other 40s. He's averaging 36 minutes a game. Even without Kemba, I think that holds. Mark, there's no trade market for Kemba Walker. I don't know who would possibly trade for him. He's not an asset. So that's 36 minutes for Barrett. Quickley's minutes are the ones that are all over the place. He has averaged 24 minutes with Kemba out. Now, I don't think he's going to get 24 minutes with Kemba out all the time. So I'm going to take him to 22. So we've got 2 of these guys in here now. Fournier would be next. Fournier with Kemba out has averaged 29 minutes. And I think that's just sort of standard for him. So if I give him 29 there, we have 57 minutes left to either split between Burks and Kemba or split between Burks, Kemba, and Quentin Grimes. Because Grimes was playing when Kemba Walker was still active. So let's just say we give Kemba Walker 20 minutes and we get Alec Burks to 30 minutes. That doesn't leave me a lot of time for Quentin Grimes. But he has to be the guy that takes the haircut. This is gross. This is gross for the Knicks. I don't have to change rates here. These have all been with the same assumption, so I don't know. Let's look at the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks certainly look better than the Minnesota Timberwolves. Julius Randle, 8,400 on FanDuel. DraftKings price went up to 9,200. He's still the best thing we've seen so far. And then Fournier, Mitchell Robinson, decent options. Barrett and Burks are basically priced appropriately for their ceilings. Like, if you want to take the shot on Kemba Walker, it's the FanDuel shot only. 6,400 on DraftKings. I don't think you can do it. 4,900 on FanDuel. Very different story. Not going to show up well, but game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up next. Detroit Pistons taking on the Knicks, or sorry, taking on the Golden State Warriors. 2.5 touchdown dogs, not half, but 14.5 point underdogs here in this one. It's just not looking good for Detroit in many ways. No Jeremy Grant, no Kelly Olynyk, no Frank Jackson. Rodney Magruder is back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and put you on the team, since I used to have you on Denver. Let's fix that quickly. And I added a little thing to make my life easier. Don't know why I never did it before. Not that anybody cares, but now it automatically changes the minutes thing at the top to the team that I filter. The little things. So this is basically the same rotation that I've had as of late, which means we get Isaiah Stewart, Trey Lyles, and Luka Garza largely playing the center minutes. I don't really know how to project most of these guys right now. It's kind of weird. I'm going to go 24 to Isaiah Stewart, 20 to Luka Garza, or sorry, 20 to Trey Lyles, and then 4 to Luka Garza. 26 to Killian Hayes, I think makes sense. 16 to Saban Lee, I think makes sense. Corey Joseph at 24 should probably be 28. Hamidou Diallo at 28 could stay at 28. Josh Jackson in for 22. That's where I can get the extra minutes for Corey Joseph. So that gets him up to 26. I do have Rodney Magruder in for minutes. The question is, should I? Hasn't played yet. But 35 for Sadiq Bey. Feels like Rodney Magruder just plays here. They have been playing Cassius Stanley. I don't really see a scenario where that has to continue. So I am going to give Rodney Magruder a little bit of time. This team sucks. Yeah, I think Grant will get traded. They don't really have much incentive to keep him. They can probably get like 2 first-round picks for him. He's probably the best guy that gets traded. And that's a great trade for Detroit, basically, no matter how it goes down. I mean, that's the Pistons. These rates are all the same as what we had. We might as well just put a bow on it, get through Golden State, and run some crunches. This might be the first process show we finish by 7 o'clock. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. All right, so for Golden State, Curry's available. No Draymond, no Wiseman. Gary Payton is questionable. So I do want to just start this rotation from scratch. It's just easier. So 35 minutes for Steph. Actually, we're going to go 34 minutes for Steph because this is Golden State and they're playing Detroit. I mean, even if Wood gets moved, Grant is a much, much, much better player. I don't know who would want Christian Wood. All right, Kevon Looney. This is Detroit, so I guess it doesn't matter all that much. We'll say Looney plays 22 minutes. Freddie, good to have you here. Oh, man, they're going to play so many dudes. Yeah, I would be very surprised if he went to the Knicks. I don't see that fit at all. Yeah, he's not going to the Pacers either. Wait, unless you mean Wood for the Pacers. Also, I would not expect that. Would not expect that. That one wouldn't make much sense to me either. Eli, I can't have you slandering Miles Turner in here while I'm here. To say that Miles Turner isn't productive it hurts my soul. It really truly does. It really does hurt my soul. I mean, I would rather have Turner. I would rather build a team around Turner than Sabonis. But that's not exactly new information coming out of my mouth. All right, Jordan Poole feels like 26 minutes is about right. Chris Chiozza continues to play like a small amount, even when Curry's available. Mark Curry, yes, they did. All right, I guess we give Clay 24 minutes. Ooh, Miles Turner for OG. The Pacers are going to have to throw in quite a bit more than that. I like the Pascal Siakam for Sabonis mini rumor. That one to me is pretty interesting because I think if you're going to have Sabonis be your 5, you can get away with it a little bit more if you go ultra long everywhere, and Barnes and OG Anunoby being your 3-4 would be pretty helpful. There's nothing worse than projecting the 4s and 5s in Golden State. This is just brutal. So we got to give Otto Porter and Iggy there 22 minutes and 20 and 18 minutes or something like that. I'll go 22 to Otto Porter, 18 to Iggy. We're going to go Bielitsa, 14 maybe. Can we get 20 to the bucket? That sounds about right. What else do we got? So 28 minutes left. Is it just Gary Payton basically? Gary Payton had been playing, I don't know, we'll give him like 18 minutes and then 10 minutes to Damian Lee maybe. And if Payton doesn't play, then Lee just sort of gets those minutes. Sure. This looks close enough to Golden State. Rates don't need to change. These are all in there the right way. Andrew Wiggins is the guy that I'm going to be looking at most. So for the Pistons, Cade Cunningham on FanDuel is exceptional at 6K. Sadiq Bey is pretty good at 6,100. Hamidou Diallo looks solid at 5,600. Cantor, so that's the thing. The lack of switching might actually be okay there if you're just constantly having like OG Anunoby and Scotty Barnes fight through those screens. I can see it. Isaiah Stewart for 4,600 on DraftKings is also mildly interesting if you think that he can get more than 24 minutes. I just don't trust the team. On Golden State, yeah, Wiggins is the guy that I like the most, particularly on FanDuel at 5,800. Curry, Wiggins, Poole are really the only guys that you're interested in on DraftKings, and then you're just randoing everybody else. Well, these crunches should be interesting. Hit that like button if you haven't. We're 22 minutes in, and we're basically at the end. I wish every slate was a 2-game slate because I feel way more sane right now. All right, I'm actually going to close this and reopen it just because it's going to bother me. It's not that Nurse values D, it's that he values guys that are better. There's a difference. All right, now we're back. All right, so we're going to run DraftKings Crunch to start, or sorry, FanDuel Crunch to start on the 2-gamer. I don't know why I said DraftKings. It's always FanDuel first. Man, Towns is the highest projected guy at 45.6. We only have 3 guys on this 2-gamer projected north of 40. This should be interesting. All right, optimal lineup. D'Angelo Russell, Cade Cunningham, Hamidou Diallo, Evan Fournier, Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle, Isaiah Stewart, Karl Anthony Towns. That's actually not nearly as bad as I expected it to be, but that's just because it's the best one you can get. If we throw the randomness on there, where do we end up? Well, Julius Randle is the top play on FanDuel. Cade Cunningham, not too far behind. Towns is 3. And if you're ever looking for a day where I would get to Steph Curry, that's today at 4. Wiggins at 5. So that's your top 5, and they're all in 50% or more. And then we get this group of guys in the 40s. Vanderbilt, Edwards, Russell, Diallo, Stewart, Bey. So that's FanDuel. Now we'll look at DraftKings. Here we go. DraftKings optimal. This is where you always get like some rando 3. Yeah, there it is. Emmanuel Quickly Jordan Poole, Andre Iguodala, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Curry, Wiggins, Stewart. That is your optimal. On DraftKings, it's the optimal by 0.7 of a point. And if you want to make any changes at all, you just swap Andrew Wiggins for Sadiq Bey. Drops you down 0.7 of a point. We'll check out randomness. Check out the power rankings. It's always a good day when Cade Cunningham is near the top. Looking like Julius Randle is the number one play today on DraftKings. Cade Cunningham 2. Then we get a big pack of guys in the 30s. Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, Evan Fournier, Isaiah Stewart, Wiggins, Curry, Towns, Barrett, Robinson, Quickly. Well, that's DraftKings. And that's FanDuel. At the very least, I'm going to run both DK showdowns just because I think it's a little bit more interesting. I'm not running FanDuel because I really don't like FanDuel's single game contests. So let's check this out. We'll see what we end up with. We'll start with Minnesota and New York. Optimal. That would be Randall captain, McDaniels, Quickly, Mitch, Russell, Towns. I would very happily get to that kind of lineup. No problem there at all. Power rankings for the Knicks Wolves showdown slate. Well, Baines was good for that little stretch, Cantor. All right. Power rankings on the Minnesota Knicks. Wow, so why does randomness not get applied to my captains, too? Because that's not ideal. I might have to change that. Anyway, best captains, Julius Randle, Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson. Should call my dad quickly. We'll do that in a second. For the utility spots, Towns, Randle, Mitch, Russell, Edwards. First value piece you're getting to is probably Quickly. Now, we'll check the opposite side of this one. Let's go to Detroit and Golden State. This is one where... All right, now how do you do that? Upload is CPTN. Okay. Oh, do I really want to do this right now? I want the randomness to be on everybody, so... Let's do it. Let's do this. We'll do this and that. All right, new name is in. All right, so we'll do... Paste this stuff in. And then I'll also paste in new name. And randomness as well. I don't know if this is going to work the way that I want it to, but I hope that it does. Okay, it did. Nice. All right, optimal on the Warriors game for showdown. That would be Captain Steph, Josh Jackson, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham. Like it. Power rankings for the Warriors game before we get out of here. Sandman, here's the problem. He's not a real power forward. He can't play the 4. That's the real issue here. Domantas Sabonis cannot be your 4. He has to be a center. And he can't be a center. That's the piece that people miss. Domantas Sabonis cannot guard a power forward. They are going to beat him like a drum, like they do every single day of every single game. However, if you move him to the 5 and potentially have a bunch of long guys that can stop people from getting to the rim, would be different. All right, so if we're playing the showdown on DK tonight for the Warriors-Pistons game, best captains are Steph, Cade, Sadiq Bey, Wiggins. Utility plays Cade, Wiggins, Curry, Bey, Poole, Hamidou Diallo, Isaiah Stewart, and then it falls off a cliff for me. But that's where we stand right now. 2 games up, 2 games down. We just hit the half-hour mark. We're at 7 o'clock. This is the earliest one ever. If anybody has any questions that's in here right now, hit me with it, and I'm happy to answer. You've got like 2 or 3 minutes to get that question in before we bounce. I'm texting my dad back. Boom. All right, I'm here. Ravi with the question. Steph a lock, right? No. No. I mean, depends what the question, like where you mean, which slate, which site, but no one's a lock. Favorite prize picks prop tonight? Oh, Will, that's a good question for this particular show, considering we are sponsored by Prize Picks. The problem is I don't know any of them right now, so let's take a look. We can do this. So they don't have a ton of them up here yet, but let's do this. Let's see if this works the way that it used to work. All right, why isn't that working? Let us try to figure that out. All right, prize picks, edit, yes. For some reason, this isn't getting found, so we want text, points. Ooh, why does it pull it twice? All right, we definitely need to modify that a little bit because it's doubling up the answer, and I don't know why. Jupocalypse. No, it does not. How do I get that to split that out? There's got to be a better way to do that. Can I... Wow, it takes the whole damn thing twice no matter what, huh? That is really inconvenient. Because there's no way to tell... Let's search Excel. Clean up cell that has duplicate values. This is duplicate value in one cell? I don't think I'm going to be able to figure out how to do this. This is a real shame because I have a really easy way to get this stuff off of the site, and we'd be able to look at this a little bit more. But for right now, I don't think it's going to work the way that I want it to. So, like, I'd like to pull... If I pull these off, we can talk prize picks pretty aggressively every day if we wanted to. Like, I can get the data immediately. And I have a little prize pick sheet already ready to go. But I got to figure out a way to split that. Well, you know what? We could just look at it quickly. We can use our eyes. I think we should be able to handle that on a 2-gamer. We can do like 5 minutes on prize picks plays. So I've got this table that has everything we would want. So let's split that out to the right. Load up the props. We'll stretch this way. Perfect. I'll work on that down the line, but we can at least look at the prize picks props here and try to figure stuff out. So Towns at 22.5. I've got 23.5. Edwards at 20.5. I've got 20.5. Russell's basically the same. Beverly. I would take the under on Patrick Beverly points. I think that one stands out pretty aggressively, for me at least. I would take the over on Steph points. Diallo 12.5. That feels like I'm not going to be anywhere near that. I would take the over on Hamidou Diallo points. You can make a case for the over on Isaiah Stewart points. If we look at rebounds, let's freeze these panes so that I can scroll down and remember where it's at. All right, Towns at 9. I mean, I would greatly take the over in Towns rebounds. I think that's the best thing we've seen so far. The Warriors, let's see. The Warriors as a defensive rebounding team, I believe, are not very good. No, they are good. They are 5th in the... Is that real? No, this is... Oh, that's just the Warriors. Wow, are they really 5th in the league in defensive rebounding? Who gets the rebounds for this team? Yeah, Golden State 5th in the league in defensive rebounding. I wonder if that's different with no Draymond. Kind of want to know. If Draymond doesn't play, when everybody is available, they're 75th percentile in defensive rebounding. When Draymond doesn't play, they drop to league average. Okay, I like that bump then. Yeah, Towns over in rebounds, I like. It's probably going to be a theme for Minnesota. I like the over for Anthony Edwards rebounds as well. Let's see, where's Looney at? Yeah, Looney's is fine. Diallo's is fine. Beef Stew at 7. That feels like a spot where you would want to go. You might need the offensive rebounds there. I think Towns and Isaiah Stewart would be the two rebounding props I'd be looking at the most. If we look at assists, we don't have too many that we need to worry about here. D'Angelo Russell, I have at 6.9. I wouldn't touch that one. Cade, I have at Cade over 4.5 assists. That's another one that I would want to get to immediately. Steph at 6.5. That one looks fine. Why is Hamidou Diallo getting an assist prop? That's fine. Cade over an assist would be one I would want to get to pretty quickly. 3-pointers made. I don't have it in the table yet, but we can add it. You find it. I think it's this one. There we go. Last two props on Prize Picks that are available. I've got Steph at 4.7 3-pointers made. So I would take the over if you wanted to. Scary, though. Sadiq Bey, 2.5. I've had him at 3.1. So, you could take the over. I wouldn't want to take it that quickly. But there were a couple pretty sizable props that I would try to attack right out of the gate today. Well, I think that's it, everybody. I'm going to go record contenders now. Strategy show to come. Adam and I will try to stretch that one as long as we possibly can. That's it, everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. This was an easy one. We're in and out in 42 minutes from the time that I hit start streaming. Thanks for being here. Again, hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Reminder, I will not have anything tomorrow. No process, no contenders, no strategy show. Nothing's coming out for me tomorrow. I am not going to be available. So good luck tonight. Make sure you're watching contenders and the strategy show. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys again for this show Thursday morning. This is the process.